Yeah, all right, everybody. I get a heck of a lot of questions about if I brush or clean my horses. And I thought I'd bring Lena over here to give you guys a couple of thoughts about brushing, and then we're going to hopefully go for a bit of a ride. I've got to do some work with Lena a little bit. And I do brush my horses. I might not wash them very often, maybe in the summertime. Or if they are particularly dirty in a location or something like that. But I do try to brush my horses regularly, and especially if I'm going to ride. And the reason I want to brush them before riding is because they roll a lot. If I show you guys really quickly here, before I even do anything, you can see Lena's back has a bunch of sand. Now, brushing is important before riding, because what we don't want to do is put anything on their back for riding purposes that has sand underneath it, because it's no different than if you get a little bit of sand in your sock or in your shoes, you know, a little tiny bit of gravel. You can feel it. You know, they talk a lot about how a horse can feel a fly land on their butt or something, and we can too. We are just as sensitive as they are sensitive, and if you have that sand sort of in there in between a saddle or something, and you're sitting on there, it will slowly kind of grind in a little bit. So what we want to do is we want to brush it off. And this is really simple. This is not, I'm not going to say I'm going to give some kind of tutorial on doing brushing of horses, but more the purpose of brushing and how we try not to make it purposeless or sort of, you know, really lifeless, I guess you could say, or I don't know, like without having sensitivity towards them, you know, just indiscriminate brushing. So when we come up to a horse, we're just like, I'm going to do here first, then I'll do here next, then I'll do here next, then I'll do here next, then here next, or something like that. When I try to brush my horses, I think about what is a possible problem first. I'll say, well, I know I need to get rid of this sand up here. You know, I don't need to worry about the shoulders. I don't need to worry about over here. I don't even really need to worry about the butt. You know, we need to worry about the back. So I want to sort that out first. And I can even kind of sweep back and forth a little bit, because sometimes when you brush, hey Lena, can you come here? When you brush only in one direction, you end up laying the hair down. And it's not such a bad thing to sometimes come a little backwards to lift some of those hairs up, and that'll help get some of the dirt or sand out. And then you can brush out again, and you'll see you'll have a whole bunch more that will come out. So that's sort of what I think about when I brush my horses. And, you know, we don't want to be uncomfortable. When we're brushing, we don't want to make them uncomfortable. Us, well, it's just a chore, right? Kind of think about, well, just get it done. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to kind of smash the brush down and then go like that. Smash the brush down and go like that. It bothers horses. It's uncomfortable. If somebody were to brush your hair and they take the brush and they go smash, brush, smash, brush. But instead, we want to be kind of moving as we lay the brush down. Kind of like painting. If you've ever painted a wall or a picture or anything like that, you never kind of smash the brush down and then start moving it. Can you come here, please? Come here. Thank you. And that will be a little bit more comfortable if you're already moving and you come over and do something like this and brush across. And same deal when you're coming off. You're already, you know, in that flick. Anyhow, so some of the things that I think about when I'm brushing are that I don't smash the brush down. I look to see if they are looking for a particular spot to be brushed. I might accommodate that after I've sort of dealt with the things that I really need to deal with, which is going to be the sand. And but if I go to do a little bit of brushing and they look like, you know, they really like it, maybe Lena would really like this. You can see her head and her face kind of coming forward, and I'll do the other side. She might start chomping a little with her teeth, and so we can make the grooming process kind of nice, not just for the purpose of grooming, but also like here, I'm here to groom you, just like we would consider it, or we would when we watch them, we look to see how they consider each other when co-grooming, except we're not co-grooming, we're just grooming. And when they ask for something a little bit more, this is just it's a nice little brush. It's got a little bit, it's not spiky, but I find that a lot of the horses really love I have to show you guys maybe, but I really love a good solid, and I'm just up here sort of scratching the withers area, and it can be very rewarding. There we go. Whew. And that was that spot sort of right there. And so when I'm grooming, I think about that stuff quite a bit, so that I'm not just doing some grooming job. I've got purpose. It's not indiscriminate. It's not just do here, do there, do here, done. It's like, I need to do these parts, and is there anything else I can help you with? And doing it in a way that's thinking of them a bit, if we can, along with, obviously, the purpose of it all. If I'm gonna put something on her, I want to check her belly. And you know, once you're done brushing, it's a great idea to just take your bare hand and just sort of run it around to see if there's any more little pieces of hay or dirt or mud or sand. You get a little bit dirty, I suppose, but we can really help them out quite a bit by doing this and not have them uncomfortable when it comes to riding, when we're riding them. But horses are oily and a little dirty. And right now it's pouring rain. Whew, it's really coming down, but we're undercover, so it's good. But yeah, you get a little bit dirty. But that's sort of the things that I think about when people ask me, do you brush your horses? Yes, I do. I do it in a way that makes sense for them and for me, for the purpose of doing things, and help them out a little bit with things that they might be itchy with. And I believe that it creates a little bit more draw. My grooming activity, while not a co-grooming, it can be enjoyable. Like when they co-groom, when they look to each other and say, please nibble here or do whatever there, and they listen to each other. I think that relationship is vital. I guess the last thing that I would say is, while I am holding on to the halter, I don't tie my horses just in case they do want to sort of step forward a little bit or step backwards a little bit and request certain things. And I might say, I'm listening and I can see that you're asking. So maybe, you know, we might give Lena her usual butt scratches that she's always wanting. So anyways, I hope that's been interesting. I mean, it's a fast one. It's a bit of an easy one in a way, but at least I can link this video to everybody that asks me, do you brush your horses? Yes, I do. And these are the things that I think about. I try not to tie so they can talk to me. I want them to talk to me. I want to be able to say, is there anything else I can do after I've done the things that I need to do? And they'll be happier to be with me for it. In fact, if anything, you can almost, as long as they don't go wandering off anywhere, you can just kind of place your rope up there and, you know, wander around your horse and just check out, is this a good spot? Is that a good spot? And if you have the right draw, if you have draw with your horse, you know, they won't go anywhere. It's the indiscriminate grooming of horses, I think, sometimes, where they just think, oh, I've had enough. please stop. And then people figure maybe they should tie up their horse so they don't go anywhere, so they can put up. I mean, how many people have had their parents brush their hair when they were a kid and just thought, stop brushing my hair? I got told to stop brushing my daughter's hair years ago. She says, no, Dad, you got it all wrong, or whatever. Or she just didn't want it anymore. She's like, I'll do it. But I'm trying to equate humans to horses. Ooh, a little crunchy in there. Got some tangles. But that's what I think about when I brush. And then I hope that they don't go anywhere. So try not to tie. If they do, then I might say, hey, how come you left? I'm still grooming. Because grooming is a hierarchical activity. It's something actually to really think about if you're going to do grooming, in that you, as a lead horse, being that you're the lead horse, you're going to sort of guide the grooming. You'll listen, but you'll guide the grooming. And a lot of horses will actually tell you where to go, and you can kind of put that in the back of your mind a little, say, well, I'm not quite done. Let me just finish what I'm doing and then I'll get to that. But a lot of lead horses will just be like, nah, we're staying on this side, or we're doing this spot, or something like that. And so we think about that as well, while we have our higher thinking of as human, just be like, yeah, I'll get to that, I promise. And then everybody's happy. I'm gonna keep on with this. Hopefully, I mean, they're all shedding now. It's daylight. Daylight is getting longer, so their hair is coming out and stuff. But as you can see, she's not leaving. It's a nice thing. Makes me feel good. She feels good being here. And it's fantastic. So, hopefully that's been interesting. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day.